Good evening, televiewers. Welcome to Prime on my Media Prime. This evening on the program, we're going to be hosting a young Cameroonian who is very ingenious, dynamic, and has been into the fabrication of motorcycles, tricycles, and recently a vehicle out here in the nation's economic capital, Douala. His name is w.e.j JAIDZEKA, who has been making Cameroon proud. He has been producing so many things and also customized to meet the needs of those who are coming to him. So many persons actually move up to him placing demands, and he delivers on time. We felt the need to invite him on our planet, on our platform this evening, so that he shares with us where this inspiration came from, what challenges he's facing, and what has become of his latest production. We are happy to have you with us, Mr. Eric.
Thank you, sir. It is an honor for me to be here once more. It is an honor.
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. I'm very grateful.
Okay, we're going to discover his latest product that was brought forth and presented to the Cameroonian public. Let's take a watch.
I don't think so. I have for the
Yes, that is your latest product that was presented to Cameroonians some weeks back. How do you call that vehicle?
It's a mini truck. Mm-hmm. It's a mini truck because it's a truck, so but I specify it's a mini truck because of its capacity, its load capacity. You know, so as you know, every other truck, any other automobile that I build is JAIDZEKA Motors, so it falls under JAIDZEKA Motors. So it's that one particular is a mini truck.
So the name is JAIDZEKA mini truck.
JAIDZEKA Motors, like yeah, JAIDZEKA Motors. Then that brand is a mini truck. Like there is a JAIDZEKA Motors, like a private car will have its own name. You know, JAIDZEKA Motors tricycle has its own name. JAIDZEKA Motors having a motorcycle that is having its own name. So like there are choppers, there are commercial bikes, there are private cars, there are commercial cars. Yeah, so but all falls under JAIDZEKA Motors. So every other automobile that I build, be it a car, a bike, a tricycle, an ambulance, or anything, it represents JAIDZEKA Motors. So
last time when I received you on this platform, you just put out a motorcycle, which I'm sure was sold and many commands were made. Since when did you start working on this truck, this mini truck?
This mini truck actually took me some time to realize it. Not because I could take time, but simply because being the first prototype of its kind of every other build I've had. So, you know, I had to encounter some difficulties, like you expecting to go purchase a particular electronic part from a place, and then you have difficulties with your shipment, with your supplies and stuff like that. So, but for the whole production, like me following my data, it's a 60-day build.
Okay.
Yes, if I'm in a car right now that I take a contract now to build one now, with the capacity that I have now, it would take me 2 months to build one. So, but this one, yeah, to deliver that. But this one actually took me more than that, and I was lucky that I had a customer that is very patient with me and that understood the situation, because I had many difficulties, not only with parts that I was expecting, like electrical parts, but we still had difficulties during that window because of electricity. Sometimes we go for a whole week without electricity, and you know that is a big setback, you know. But with that being said, for me to construct that with nothing disturbing like electricity or stuff like that, 2 months time I can deliver that.
That's a mini truck. Where did the idea come from to come up with a mini truck? Because in the past you have been doing tricycles and maybe motorcycles.
Now, all these things are one thing. The differentiation is just in names. Like, it's just in names. Like, with me, like I keep saying, I'm ready to build any car, any truck, any motorcycle. So, the reason I was building the motorcycles and the tricycles is because that is where I'm having the market, the customers. I build what the customer requests of. I'm not limited to a particular brand of bikes or cars or tricycles. So now with this, I will say I cannot take credit for that. I will give glory to God and to my amazing clients, because it takes somebody who believes in you to place an order for something. He had not seen you build one before. Yeah, he has seen me build motorcycles. He has seen me build tricycles. He has seen me build mobile ambulance, mobile restaurants. But he had not seen me build this particular truck before, but he believed I could do it. So when he called me, and actually those blessings of this customer came through you, because it was through my last interview here. I think it was about the motorcycle or about the ambulance. That Pa, the owner of that truck, saw me through my media prime. And he called me days after. He told me it was through you. He got my contact. So I would say those blessings come through you. And those blessings, it comes through you, Mr. Leo. And I'm really grateful for what you are doing. And one irony thing is that there's an irony. I never met him physically. Okay. Up to now. But I've delivered the truck. The truck has been working for the past 2 weeks in Kumba. I've never met him. It means
it is this Pa who asked you if you could do a truck for him.
Yes, he asked me if I could build him a dumper truck. That he's a farmer in Kumba. He needed a solid truck that can go to the bush and bring out his goods, cocoa, plantain, palm kernel, palm onion, and so on and so forth. So I said, yes, of course, I can build you any model. And I sent him pictures to make a choice of which one he loves, that he wished to have. So he chose that one. And we took it from there.
Now, what's the capacity of this mini truck?
Well, that mini truck is a 2-ton. It's a 2-ton mini truck. So, but when they talk about 2-ton, it's a load that you can carry in any hilly place, but in Leveland you can take more than that. So, but we can put an averagely is a 2-ton truck. So,
now
it's a 4-wheel drive though.
4-wheel.
It's a 4-wheel drive, yes.
Constructing this whole stuff, where do you get the components from?
Well, the thing is, so long as we have markets in Cameroon that can provide us engines, things that we are not making, like engines and the tires. Now every iron is there now, so that is where we now comes in to build the chassis. Chassis like that, I build it right from the scrap, from the chassis. I build the chassis and the cabin. The suspension about them, because I don't build axles, things like the 4-wheel axles, the gearbox and stuff and so forth. I bought the engine, the windscreen, like the engine like that. I bought it, so for the capacity that I need for my build, I equally bought the suspensions, the front and the back suspensions. But I built the shocking systems. I built most of those things. But what we call building, it consists of the chassis, the cabin.
So.
With the interior, I build the interior like everything, but I bought chairs because.
So, so the Pa has been using that mini truck for 2 weeks now.
Yes.
What is the feedback from it?
It's amazing. Like the first day that they actually use it for commercial, like the main purpose of producing that was for him to be using it for his farm, but he came with it. The love was so much, like people were like interested in it. They say, okay, let us try to see if we can use it commercially. They went outside in the evening. He called me and said, hey, Erico, there's a call for celebration. We just made our money. We just made our first money this very evening, and it's a celebration. So I just said, let me call you and appreciate you and say that I'm happy. And it is really saving me, man. It's an amazing customer that I have. And it did not only end there. There is a video you will see with loading a complete palm oil processing machine. Like he did not only purchase the truck from me, but he placed me an order of 2 things. That mini truck and a 2-in-1 milling machine. Milling machine that produces red palm oil, that use diesel and electricity. So it's just an amazing customer.
Who produced it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, all of this, you went to school to study this, or how?
No, I didn't went to school to study this. But I actually went through welding training. My boss all the way from Kumbu, Mr. Fonyo Roland. And I had in Kumbu, like that is my main boss who trained me the normal welding in Cameroon, which consists of iron doors, window protectors, motor gates, staircases, balconies, and all that. Like that's welding in Cameroon. And his boss, who trained him, was the one, Eugene, was the one who trained me on how to make agricultural machines. That's where I got the knowledge. Started making grinding mills, peeling machine, and garden processing machine like that. Then, as time goes by, I improvise. Like I love my work so much, so I study everything in my industry. I study everything in my field. I did not just remain in one place. So, like this is almost 20 years in this industry. So, but I would say my love for automobile has been a long time coming, and I started building my very first automotive projects in 2014, realized in 2016, and from there it has just been on and on and on. Like, you know, it's something that first of all, to be doing that, which is something that is new in our country that nobody is doing, especially for business, you need to first of all you need to make people to believe you, and the only way they can believe you is by seeing your products, the things you have produced, and how they are working. So I started with my own personal bike. As a matter of fact, I have two choppers, a longer one and a smaller one. So because choppers, they consist of different designs. So
yes, we talked about that. But in constructing this, you work with how many persons? What is the staff strength?
Well, like to construct a car, you need a team of 3 different technicians.
Okay.
A welder where I come in, a fabricator where I come in, and an electrician who does the wiring, and the mechanic. But most of the mechanical parts I did it, like the engine, that's where you need the mechanic. But I mounted myself because I've done the mechanical training myself. But now I needed only an electrician to come and do my wiring. You know, you need a specialist, a professional in that domain. So, and I only called him towards the end, like when I've done 90% of the work. I've purchased the engine, and then he's just to come and look, I need the wiring for this truck, a brand new wiring for this truck. I need you to do the wiring, start the engine, the navigators, the headlamp, and every other thing. So they connect the dashboard, the four-wheel, every other thing. So that's where I need an electrician. So, but the whole thing is that for me to have a complete team, I don't have a complete team that I call my team that I'm paying in a monthly. No, I call them whenever I have a contract, like to build something like this. I'm like, okay, hey, you need to come and do my wiring for this truck, for this bike, for this car. And our deals end there, I pay you. You go. So.
So you've not gone to any formal school, you've not gone overseas to get some knowledge, extra knowledge on what you're doing?
I've not, but I will give credit to, I have some white friends. I hate to call white because we are not black and white, we are humans. I have some American friends and Canadians that are into automobile. Now, whatever you're doing, you need to follow those who are ahead of you. I have people I envision, the people I love to do what they are doing. So I study them. That is my own education. I study people who are doing what I want to do, or people in my industry that are better, that are in the position that I want to be. So and there happen to be so much good people that I have that they guide me. Like every build that I have, whatever challenge I have people I can just make a call or a text, and I'm having a difficulty here. How can I do about this? So. But the truth is that the first thing first is a belief, it's a willpower, because there are still people that I still call them because of their expertise to guide me. And at the end of the day, they still tell me they still can't believe that I'm able to even do this, to even have a tiny difficulty like this and that before. So the truth of the matter is, it takes love, it takes passion, it takes a lot of determination and patience, because and to answer your question, we don't have a school in Cameroon that teaches this. And I've not gone out. I've never been to any European or American. I've not been abroad so far. So
yeah, when some person want to see what you are saying as assembling, what is the difference between assembling and what you're doing?
Many people need to be educated with that, because assembling means, like, for instance, if I want to be doing assembling, what I'm doing is not assembling. Assembling is when a different company does a complete production. And they detach everything and put on a box, and then they ship it into your country, and then you just mount everything intact.
But this one, you are the one who designed.
This is fabrication. This is my vision. I have visualized it, I sketched it out, I designed it, and I'm taking the raw iron, flat iron, like a sheet of paper you're having. Before I cut it to a design, I take a bar iron, I design it to the shape that I want it to be. You know, I weld it, I formed it, so you cannot call that coupling. It takes days, weeks, months of continuous grinding, continuous working to do a lot of things. Like we do autocorrect, we do this and that and that. So this is far more different from assembling. People don't know. Now there are shops here that are doing assemblings of bikes. Those are Chinese bikes that they have produced in China, and they brought to, like, people purchase them and they are selling them. So they come and do the assembling here. That is a different thing from what I'm doing. Any bike I've ever built, I built from scratch. Scratch. Like, the only thing I buy is the engine and the tires.
Ella, I don't know, Ella, if we have some videos or pictures of some of the bikes he has done, can we display them on the screen there? So what you see is you just sit and dream of something you would want to own, and then you sketch it on a piece of paper and start designing it.
Yes. And the truth of the matter is, I keep saying this, in my industry, I know this is completely different from what the school teaches. They say copy work is a bad thing, but in technical field, if you want to grow past your level you are, you need to learn how to do copy work. Like copy work in a good sense of, like, you're following what is good, you're implementing what somebody have done it, and then you try to see how you can improvise. You do what somebody have done before, and then you do it, try to do it better. You know, I don't take the credit like I'm inventing something from zero that nobody has ever done it. But the truth is that my own designs are unique. So yes, somebody have done it, but I'm doing mine now with my own designing. I envision it like my bike. You've never seen it anywhere in the world. Are there bikes that motivated me to build a chopper? Of course, there are 1,000 choppers, but there is no chopper that is close to what I have, that what I built. So and you cannot call that assembly. Nobody did that. I did it. Like the bikes, the cars, the tricycles, the ambulance, every other thing I've done, I built it.
Okay,
like,
that is the bike. We talked about it.
yes.
How long did it take for you to construct this
30 days.
Okay.
Any normal bike like that, I take 30 days in a constructor bike.
Alone or with your team?
Well, my team consists of my apprentices, people that I'm still training, and I'm teaching them. So I would say, I would not say alone, because so long as you ask somebody to cut iron like this, do this, you have a team. It's your team. But at the end of the day, most of them, when they will graduate, if they are not ready to go operate on their own, I'll employ them. You know, so. But the plan for me is for them to grow. Like I'm training many, and many are graduating and going. So there's a probability that in the nearest future we'll have many people building bikes and cars. And
the guy who made a command for this bike, you told me, is somewhere around Iji now.
Yeah, the farmer is in Iji now. He's having a farm in Iji now, but the man is actually in diaspora. So, but he saw me online. He connected me with his workers in Iji now, so I built it for him.
Is the bike still in use, this one?
Every bike I've ever made is in use.
What is this lifespan for your bikes?
The lifespan of a bike, when we talk about the lifespan of a bike, like, it depends on how you're using it, because if you buy a bike today and you go put it in, and you're using twice a week or 4 times a week, and every day 6 to 6 for 30 days, for every 24 times 7 for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, there is a different lifespan you can give to that with somebody who is using for private. You can give that. But the truth of the matter is this. Since I understand geographically our environment, and I know that the Chinese bikes, if I must build something that will attract my people or that will benefit our people, to save our people, I need to outperform them in the strength. Because I cannot boost that, oh, my own engine is different. I'm not making any engine. I'm still buying the same engines that they are using. You see, so when I'm giving my guarantee, I'm giving my guarantee based on the structure. This your bike, or this your car, or this your this thing, the iron, it will last for this length of years, because I know that the ions I've used on it have not met any economics, and they will not deforestate anytime soon. But for the engine, most of the companies who purchase engines from there will give you a guarantee of 1 week.
1 week?
1 week. Or 2 weeks. This is the reason. Now sometimes somebody purchases a bike like that, doesn't mean that you cannot use that engine for the next 20 years. No, but they are being careful, because you can go and be careless and then it will get back to them. Because when we're talking about guarantee, when something happens in the period of guarantee, you hold the company accountable. Unlike me, I cannot even say that to my customer. When I'm giving, the company will give me an engine and they say that this guarantee is 1 week. I'll go and give a customer for 1 month, and they're still not satisfied anyway. But I understand the nature of it, and I understand where I'm coming from, because they are talking with somebody they are seeing. You know, that's a challenge I face that no other company in the world is facing, because they have manufactured their things in China. They are here, so you just come and buy from a dealer in town, and then you went, and if anything happens, you're coming to the dealer. They don't have anything to solve you. But I'm different. The relationship I have with my customer is family-like. Once I make a business with you, there is nothing like we're parting ways. Like we always keep communicating. So the truth of the matter is that
a chopper?
That's the chopper. That's mine.
Okay.
So the truth of the matter is that is from 2016. So I never have any issue like iron cut, iron what. So the truth of the matter is that I don't do economics in the irons I use. Because I am not trying to compete with the Chinese, because I cannot even. But I'm trying to give my people what is best. Like you will buy a Chinese bike, somebody buy mine, their own would deforest in the space of 1 year, 2 years, and next come 5 years, mine is still on the old running. So what you can change along the line is the engine. Of course, we all know that if you're using it for commercial purpose and it's running 24/7 and you carry so much food, of course the engine will wear out. And if it wears out, of course you will have to change your engine. But the bike stays there. So that's where I stand. My bikes, my cars, my tricycles, they carry my name. So that is the name, the image I need to defend. I need to protect. I make sure that I give you something that will serve you for a very long time. And it is that long time saving that will bring me more customers, because I cannot go and say, okay, let me build the same quality that the Chinese is doing. Like I will get out of the market before I even begin.
Okay, you get out of the market before you start. Somebody is requesting your number from member. He says, good evening, Mr. Liu and Mr. Wingo. I am Mr. Paul from Bamenda. Wish to have his number to ask him questions for better understanding and also to discuss possible jobs with him. Thank you. Should I share your number with them?
Of course, you can share my number with anybody.
Okay. One other problem persons may be asking, please stop calling. If you have a question for him, just send your question through the number on your screen and I'll put it to him. Stop the calls. Can we have a look at what he's producing again, Mr. Eli? Take us through the process. And when I said that we were going to discuss this, many persons asked me to put this to you. How do you use a truck that is produced by Eric Wingo in Cameroon? Because how do you do the matriculation?
Well, so far I've been opportune to have a connection with the transport office at Bunanjo. So every car I built, every bike I built, I go purchase the categories, because that is the very first document of a car or a bike that you need to have from me is the receipt. I give you the receipt of anything you purchase from me. The categories is made by either a client, or if you don't know where to go do it, you see me, I go do it. Like most of them have been the one to do it for them, because I already have that connection and they already know me. But the truth is this, I had a challenge right from the very first time. Like the very first tricycles that I built and the bikes that I built, it was not easy for me to have the categories, because when I go to the workers, like it was something new. It is something new, of course. Nobody have ever done it, like to really, of course, people are still building cars and many other things, but nobody is building in a level that they will need the documents to go with it, or building it for commercial purpose. So when I started like that, when I go to do documents, they are like, they don't recognize this name, they don't recognize Jaideka Motors. They don't recognize EMF. I say, how can you say you don't recognize EMF? Check my taxes paper. You see my names. You will know that this is a welder. I'm a Cameroonian welder, and I'm a fabricator, and this is what I'm doing. I'm building bikes and cars. So you telling me that you cannot give me a categories with the same price you are giving? The problem was not even to give me the categories, but the problem was that you were trying to raise my own categories. Not they did raise anyway, because I'm not paying the same. Like the small bike, the Chinese bike, you buy it from the shop here. You go and you pay your categories for 25,000. Mine is 35,000. The tricycle is 35,000. Mine is almost 60,000. You know, a car like that one, the categories is 100,000. So, but that is not on me. That is on the customer, though, because I will not be paying for your document. Like if I start paying for that, I will be paying your insurance and everything. So, but the truth of the matter is that people were afraid earlier that they will not be having documents that they can be running on the road. Of course, you will be having your documents, and that is where I still keep saying that our government still need to step in and do something about that, because we don't really have a particular. I still produce the numbers. Like the chassis number is still my I come up with whatever I'm coming up with. It's just for them to validate. And if they said, like, there were complications from the very first one, like the tricycle I think was the number 3, the number 3 tricycle, and I just put 003 tricycle CMR Cameroon tricycle number 3003, because that is how those people start. Before you will see a number that is almost having 15 digits, you start with 1, so they're going like that gradually. So I'm trying to do something nobody has ever done it before, and I'm not just going to be like, okay, you are not going to have the right paper, so stop doing it. Luckily for me, I have people who believe in what I'm doing, even in the system, and they were happy to see that, hey, a Cameroonian is actually doing this. Then we cannot be the one to stand in his way, because they said you were supposed to meet the Minister of Transport, and then they do what, and you know our country, we cannot. Me in Douala working in my workshop to start going to the ministry to go see, where will I even start from? It takes connection. Maybe if somebody tomorrow can link me with them or give me an opportunity to meet them, and they come across and they see what they can do about it, because they don't have a document in their scoffers. Like, you know, when you go to pay for any insurance pattern, depot or whatsoever, there is a vignette, there is a document already in place whereby you just fill it, you pay it, and you take it. We don't have that for the categories. But every car that's running on the street and the bike needs to have a category to permit you to be paying your insurance and every other legal document. So they have been giving me that so far, so customers should not have a fear for that.
Okay, so if you are buying from him, you should not have a fear.
Not have fear.
For that.
Have your documents.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Wingo is making us proud. Please, I would like to have his my brother's number. I'm waiting for you guys from Petua. Lukon NS is writing there. Okay, this one says, okay, what I saw, that fuel tank is how many liters? What I have to say is that the guy that constructs that truck did well, actually. Okay. Hello, sir. I am watching from Boya. Please send me the number of Wingo. Okay, good evening. In the studio, Mr. Leo, amazing job. Rico Metal, the sky is your starting point. Cliff Woodwork writing from Makepe. This one says, good evening, Mr. Leo. I think this man should be invited to train students in the technical school and university. If he is given the chance to do that, our children will be excellent in automobile. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm really enjoying the program. Can you please send me his number? Clarice is writing from Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Wish to know where he is based. Where are you fabricating this stuff?
I'm at Entrée Pilote Bunaberi. Entrée JPS Bunaberi. Entrée JPS Bunaberi. Just a third block after St. Lawrence University and one clinic. I'm on the third block, so Bunaberi, Douala.
Okay, so he's in Douala. So many persons are asking for your number. And so far, what has been the assistance you've received so far in what you're doing? Either from government, either from NGOs, either from some persons who have seen what you are doing and admired it. Please stop calling. Don't call. Just send a message of whether you want to place a demand, either for a truck or whatever is going to do that. Just send a text message. I'll send you his number. Yeah.
I've never received any aid or any support from the government or from individuals around here or in this country, but I have received a gift from foreigners. You know, people who follow me on social media, people who knew me through my YouTube channel or through Facebook, through TikTok. Like, people be like, you can do this in Cameroon. Wow, you're working from that gutter, your environment, this and that, your tools. So hey, get this to support yourself, to buy you some of the tools like that. I've received those help from people, and I tell you, they go a long way. That everybody needs help in every given stage, and especially me in my domain, we do need that. But I've never like had it from the government. But that being said, we do need the assistance, be it the help, be it the fund, be it the grant, be it whatever. We need it, like I told you last time. But at the end of the day, the zeal, the will, the love of what I have for what I'm doing, you cannot fold your arms and be. Expectations kills a lot, and they slow your personal energy a lot. So, can I accept help? Of course, I will. But am I going to wait? No. I will keep doing what I'm doing and hoping on God for His own blessings, because He has been blessing me, because it's not easy to be running this for this length of time. And there are so many challenges that I face, like, you know, there are so many challenges that I face. What I'm doing, you know, you go rent a place to like a normal weather, and then tomorrow somebody see you producing bikes and cars. There's a challenge. You know, you don't blame them. They will be like, hey, the price I'm giving you for this place is not equivalent to what you are making. And they believe that, oh, he's already making so much money because he's building bikes and cars for sale. But the truth of the matter is, at the state I am not charging my people high of anything. My point is, I'm still at the stage whereby let people get to know that Cameroonians can do it. Let people get to know that if we need something, there is somebody who can do it. There are people who can do it, you know. And do we need the money? Of course, we need the money. We're doing it for the money, of course, because especially in a city like this, everything is with bills, water, air, any other thing. You know, even a place. If a day passes me without work, is a big loss, because it costs to live in Douala a day. You know, so. I heard somebody ask about the training issue. Of course, I do training, and I do training of anybody. Like, my training has no limitations, no background, no religions, whoever that wish to. Because this is something that, to me, I wish there were 20, 50, 1,000 of us in this country. Like, we will really be a long way to go. You know, yes, I'm training, and permit me to share this.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, I do train for a fee, but there are still people who are eligible for free training in my workshop. Orphans, or just people who are unable to, like, there are some people that still have parents but they can't afford it, because the truth is that my fee is no longer cheap like before. Back in the days, I used to train for somebody to really pass through my training, to graduate and be able to do the things I'm doing. Back in the days, it was cheap, but we are in a city that everything costs, and a lot of research, a lot of materials, a lot of tools that we are. So now I would say I rest it, but it's still not compared to what you'll be doing. And not everybody can afford that. So that is why I still have a room for the free training. If you really want to pay to learn, there is a price for that. But if you really want the work and you cannot afford, because you cannot really genuine and you cannot, I will train you. Because I cannot really say that this is how much I paid to this particular university or to this particular technical school to acquire the knowledge. It is a God-given knowledge.
Okay, you know? So many persons are requesting your number, Wingo. So far, how many vehicles have you constructed? How many are on the line for production?
So far, I think I have a number 13, but not only in cars, like in general. I have about 3 bikes that I've constructed. I have about 4 tricycles that I've constructed. I have 1 mobile restaurant, which is more bigger than the car. Even it's more bigger than that car. It's a mobile restaurant. You know, it's a new market that is still to.
Is it amongst the videos you sent?
Yes, I'm
can we have the mobile restaurant,
yes.
Eli?
And I equally have 2 mobile ambulance, tricycle ambulance for hospitals. There's one in Kumba and there's one in Ginicom. You know, that very first one is a mobile restaurant. It's that first one, that long first one with the green color, is a mobile restaurant.
Which is blue,
yeah. Which is blue, yeah. So it's a restaurant that one is, it functions like a semi-plateau. It is detachable. That tricycle in front is detached from it. So the plan is this: they wish to have those mobile restaurants, like 10, but they will be having one tricycle that will be doing the delivery. So you will come and detach it like from like how they detach a semi from the truck. You come, and if you want to have it in Bunamosadi, in Makepe, like in 10 different places in Douala, you just need one bike that you'll be paying them monthly. They come in the morning, they come and they carry your restaurants to go and place them wherever you need them, and then from there they will be selling. In the evening, when they close, you come and bring them back to the company. So that's how that one will be functioning. So
now you are now operating in Douala. What is the big plan you have for your company? Is JAIDZEKA Motors?
JAIDZEKA Motors, yes. JAIDZEKA Motors. So the plan is to really make it a big company that will really be producing every other thing that I've done so far. That is not even the list I'm giving you, that the 13 different projects that I've built. It's nothing. Like what I can build doesn't have limit. Let me put it that way. I will build anything. I can build anything that is legal, though. Yes, I can build anything that is legal. Any car, any bike, any truck, if you can, I can do it. Now, at the level that I am, the space, I'm already having a difficulty with the space. I don't have a space. I even need to be out of Douala, or maybe outskirts, not really out of Douala, but outskirts where I can have enough land, enough space that I can really, that place is too small for me right now. Imagine if I'm requested, if I have a contract, that's my prayer though. If all of a sudden my phone rang and I heard we need 20 cars from you, we need 20 trucks from you, 20 bikes from you, 20 tricycles from you, 20 ambulance from you. You see that place is too tidy, you know. So that is another challenge. So I need that, you know. So you asked about my dreams, my plan. My plans are to have a huge company in this country that will be manufacturing all types of bikes, all types of tricycles, all types of cars, all types of trucks, everything that you know automobile. It doesn't end there. I build everything in agriculture, like agricultural production machine, you know, in anything you're doing nowadays, if anything that has to do with anything consumable. So I build every agricultural machine. So it's a big company that is still tiny because of its financial capacity. But the things we produce are so mighty that you will not believe what comes out of my place in a year. If you can look at the record of the things we produce in a year, different multiple things, you know. So the plan is to really have a big company. In the long run, probably have a polytechnic, like a school that we can really train professionals that when like student who maybe you graduate from university, come to that one, 2 year, 3 year out of it, you know you are graduating. Who cares about the degree? But you coming out from this polytechnic, you can be able to build any bike, any car, any, you know. My training consists of 90% practical and 10% theory. So anybody who is going through my training, that is my own code. I don't follow the norm, you know.
Yes, that is a truck. Somebody's asking, can you build something that is similar to a Carina car?
Exactly, I've answered that question. I can build any car. You name it. Yes, even if you dream it, even if it has never existed, you just name it, I will build it. Tell me your vision, I'll come to you.
You studied welding in one welding shop in Kumbu.
Yes.
Yeah. Where did this idea come from for you to move away? Because I'm sure the person who trained you in that is still in Kumbu. Where is he?
Yeah, he's in Kumbu. My boss is in Kumbu.
Yes. Where did this come from for you to wanting to produce bikes, cars, tricycles?
It starts from the love of I love luxury bikes. They are not in our country. Even if they were in our country, I'm from Kumbu, and back then, how many people would you see with a power bike? Secondly, how many people would you see with a chopper? As a matter of fact, nobody is riding a chopper presently in this country that I've seen though. I thought that when I'll be in a big city like Douala, I'll probably see one. I have not seen it. Nobody's riding a chopper. So, and I'm so much versed with Americans that I love American choppers bikes. They are very expensive. And they are not even in our market. So now me being a welder, knowing fully well that these things are produced by welders. And Eric, what is stopping you from building your own? You cannot raise 10 million to buy one. That's how choppers cost, eh? It's not this 500, 600,000 Chinese bike that you see in the market. So for me, it would take forever for me to do that. So I build mine. I started by building mine. Let me build mine. If I tell you how much support I received from that very first bike I built from Americans though, Canadians, Australians, like we have groups, wedding groups. So anything I follow in this life, if I'm not working, if I'm not with family, I am studying. Up till now, I still study. You know, I make sure that I learn anything that is in my industry, anything that there are many things that I'm learning now that they will still be out in the world for the world to know, but in 2-3 years time, but I'm already studying now. So that is how you asking about how I came to be building this. It has to start with love. That's what I can say, because what is wedging? If anybody, you come to my place the next day, I show you how to cut iron, you know how to read metal, know how to square, know how to welder, know how to welder different know the differences of irons, aluminium, stainless, you know how to weld them, know how to tack them very well, to hold them very well. Then the creative part now is something that comes from within. So that is why in the welding workshop, you go learn the basic. Then you learn the norm, the average thing that they do, like, okay, if you can build any iron door, if you can build any iron protector, if you can build any gate, staircase and everything. So you divert that mind. You can build iron chairs, you can build iron bed. That's what, I'm just naming the things I do, you know. But, you know, people just limit themselves, not that they cannot do. It's not as if I'm doing something that nobody can do. Or I know great welders in this country. I know great welders that we study together. And it takes love, the love for what you are doing to separate. So many are not even interested. It is too mighty though, it's not a small dream, you know. And for you to like sacrifice, like you take money, that the hard-earned money that you have used, and you're putting into what you believe you can do. And it's like a sacrificial, that money is like a sacrifice. You can either realize the project or not. So when I did those sacrifices years back in the days in my own self-study. So now when I came up with my own and I've built mine, and I've built mine, build the second, and now have started having people who believe, started having believers who are like, oh, if he could build this, he can build that. If he could build this, he can build that. And trust me, I never back down from any challenge. Like, I love challenges. I love projects that I've not even done. I'm ready to build anything that I've not even done. Now I will deliver it.
Okay.
Yes.
You deliver it. So many persons have asked for your number. I've shared them with all of them. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I want to encourage my brother, Mr. Eric, to continue in that spirit. For best is yet to come, pleading our government to help us youth to express our talents in our country. Cameroon, Damien, AMT Fashion, writing from Bafoussam. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Courage to JAIDZEKA Motors. Please, we need his numbers. Nazi at New Bell at Wakom Pomenda. Please help greet and appreciate Mr. Wingo. I salute his courage and admire his initiative. We need more courageous people like him in Cameroon. We pray God see you through. I am Alhaji and Joba Mohamadu Aka King Solomon. Okay. Good evening, sir. Is Mr. Wingo having a website? Please, for his number. Mr. Liu, ask him the minimum price for the mini truck. Mike is writing from Kumba. Bro, good evening. Congratulations, our beloved brother. Can our brother produce a car like Karina? And how much is he selling a motorbike? Felix is writing from Beme in Upper Bayang Division, subdivision. Good evening, sir. May God protect that guy for us. He is wonderful. Maryland, writing from Mile 90 Northwest region. Hello, Mr. Liu. Yeah, children and children's children will forever be blessed because you expose a lot of young Cameroonians using the wealth of knowledge and insights you have. Mr. Eric, I am lucky to have watched your life in all your appearance with Mr. Liu. Though most of our leaders do not care to promote great inventors like you, we pray God continue to see you through. Masu is writing from Boya. Good evening, Masu. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Wingo has made us to see that Cameroon got talent. I wish to find out the cost of the truck being shown. I'm Roger, writing from Dop. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Akem Gildas, writing from interesting program from Bafoussam. Please, how much is the cost or price of a motorcycle? Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm very blessed watching from Yaoundé. I am impressed with my brother's work. Can I have his number? Now, if you were to be placed an order for 20 bikes or 10 cars, how would you deliver? Because seemingly you don't have many workers.
No, workers is not the problem. You know, I have graduates who are already operating in that place. Like when I have a big contract, I usually bring them. Like you take subcontractors, you bring people that you know that you can share with them and work with them. So now having a contract would depend on the time frames that they need for the deliverance. So of course, I know many ways that I can hire them to come and work with me. Like, you know, me and my team, I have 5 guys who are working with me who are really serious and very hardworking, and we can really deliver a lot. So, you know, so if we can deliver any number, despite the fact that I say we have a challenge with a small tiny space and so on and so forth. Of course, with the contract is coming, is already money coming in, so it is never a big problem for you to look for a better place that will suit you to do what you're doing. So everything we are working, we're struggling to see how we can grow. So if we are opportune to have that much contract, of course we're going to move into a more bigger space. But right now, since we don't have contract, there are bigger space. You know, there are bigger magazines that we could rent, but you're not going to start renting a place for over $1 million or plus, or over $500,000. You know, when you are not making that much money. So, but if there is a contract to build 10 cars, you know that hey, at the end of the day, if you're going to deliver those 10 cars in 1 year, of course you can go and rent a place for $1 million or $1 or $2 million, and you will not feel the loss. But right now, simply because I know I can build those 10, 20 cars, I cannot go and take my hard-earned money that I could use in doing other things or getting other tools to go rent a big place. So we will get there, but until then, let the contract come in. That's what we're praying for. Yes.
Let the contract come in. Okay. How about partnership? Is there a business plan for what you are doing, so that if somebody says, okay, I love what you're doing, I want us to engage in a partnership, shares and all of that.
Yeah.
Are you open for partnership?
I'm open for that. I've drawn a business plan for that. I have everything intact. So anybody who wish for this to grow and want to be a part of it, you're welcome. We can go into an agreement and any other thing and sort it out. So this is a big dream, and it cannot grow with one person. I'm not. What I have is just the knowledge and the will and the ability to build the things I'm doing, but we really need, we cannot, so far, in the space of 2 years, I'm able to build up to 13 different projects of automobile. So imagine if I had a partner who could store, if we had a showroom, have a shop, a mall that we are producing and selling, not necessarily waiting for customers to, I would tell you that this is grace. It is the grace of, it is the will of God. It is by grace that I'm able to be talking of being able to deliver all this for the past 1 year. Other some individuals who come to me to place, like it is not easy, Mr. Leo, for somebody to come and take their hard-earned money and pay you up front to build them something, and then sit and watch you wait for 30 days, 60 days for you to build. I really applaud this my customer from Kumadus Power. Like, I delayed him, and she's a very good person and with so much patience. Like, I really delayed this project. There are places that I fell in Western Time. There are places that the nature fails, like electricity I was talking about. There are places that with parts and other things like that slow everything down. But the truth is that a car like that will take me 60 days, 2 months straight if I'm building it, if I'm building only that. And you know, I'm also polyvalent. I'm building several projects at the same time. So sometimes if anything that I can build for 30 days, I give you 60 days because I know I'm not only working on your project.
Okay. Yeah, some persons are concerned about tax system of the country. Are you disturbed? Are you worried by the tax?
No, I'm not worried. I'm a businessman, so it is a normal thing. You're doing business in a country, you're supposed to pay tax, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'm not worried about that. Right now, since I'm still operating under radar, I'm paying a normal import tax, you know. But now when you go into paying, I've done the verification though. You know, by the time I really go fully operational, like a company like Foco, like Congene, like big companies, like where you'll be paying per ton that they will be assessing you quarterly, like, you know, I'll probably be paying like $500,000 or 700,000 a year. That I know. I'm not going to embark on that right now while I'm still on survival mode. But the moment there will be partnership, we know that hey, whatever we're putting in, we're going. We'll be doing that. So for the moment, I cannot complain about tax. We're operating on a government line. We want the government to grow now, so we're supposed to be paying for them to also, you know. I pay my tax. I don't have a problem with that, so it's okay. For 20 years, I've been paying my tax. You know.
Do you have a problem with the materials you need for production? No,
sir. We don't have a problem. We have every iron in this country. Every iron. Every iron. Like what I'm building consists of 80% iron. You know, be it a car, a bike, a tricycle, anything. The general order works. It consists of that, and things like machinery, things like engines, like that. We don't manufacture them in this country. You know, so they are in our markets. There is no big deal. There is no engine that if you want, you will not have in Douala of any car, of any bike, of anything. There is no. Even if it is not, we are now in a world that you just tap your phone before you know it in China, you're having it here. So, you know, any part that I don't have here, I order online in the space of maximum 2, 3, 1 month, 2 months, you are having it here. So it's not a big deal. And we equally have our brothers who are already out there who ship things in every now and then. So even when you are afraid to buy directly from Alibaba or from Jumia or from companies, you know, you can purchase from a company and link your brother who is out or your friend or whoever. There is connection, and then they get it, and then there are people who are sending shipping containers every day, clearing containers everywhere, and that, so there is no way you can delay a project and claim that there was lack of material, there was lack of this. No, we have that. We have every material that can build anything in this country. Okay,
there is everything that can build anything. In this country. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I pray the government should not discourage him with heavy taxes. He will help in reducing Cameroon's unemployment. I'm Yengong Stanley, writing from Bamenda. So, but are you already scouting out location to move away from where you are, or you are waiting until when you are going to have this big command to move?
Presently, things like that you only do when you are financially stable, you know, even to do the verification, to just go now. Of course, I know places, I already have places in my mind in this Douala that I know that this is the right place that you can really operate a company. Like, presently where I'm working, I'm time limited. Unlike the previous place I was working, I could work any hour. I usually work round the clock. I'm a workaholic. I love this work. That's one thing I have not mentioned. I love this work before the money and every other thing. I love what I'm doing. Mr. Leo, I love this job. So I can work from now till, I can work continually 3 days, non-stop. You know. So, but this place I am working right now is limited with time. I don't work past 7 o'clock. So it's really a setback for me. That's when I realized that, hey, Eric, you are too close to people. This will be disturbing you. I really need to go like Bikoko, outskirts of Douala, maybe any place that you can still have a land that is in a bushy place that you can really operate your machines at any hour, and you will not disturb. You will not be a problem to people, like noise. You will not be, you know. Even though Bunaberi is an industrial zone, but it is still a time limit.
People live around where
I'm working.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I like what I'm seeing. Please, can I get Mr. Jaideka's number? David is writing from Bomenda. Good evening, more grace. Brother, which partner I wish to partner with you? I'm writing from Boya. So if somebody wants to partner with you, the person needs to call you. I've just sent his number to you. The person says saying you want to partner with him. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It's Fritz from Kumba. I would love my little brother to join him and learn work. Can I have his number? Yes, you can. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I pray the government should not discourage him. Okay. Hi, good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm called Modest from Bengui. I love his ideas of manufactured cars. I wish to have his number. Okay. Wow, Eric Owingo, we appreciate what you are doing. God shall make a way for you. Pastor Roger is writing from Edinau. This one says, my prayer is for big companies to locate Mr. Wingo and finance him by giving him contracts for the automobile. The mini truck could be good for cocoa buyers. Kemcha Peter is writing from Tombel. Hello, Mr. Liu. I really appreciate the talent and effort of Mr. Wingo. My worry is with the tax system in our country. I know our government uses the tax system to crack down and discourage such talents. I would like to know his experience with the tax authorities in Cameroon. Thanks. Yumi is writing from the city, from City Beach, but I'm sure you've answered that already.
Yeah.
Yes, but somebody is talking about training. What does it take to come and train under you?
Well, averagely now my training is from 600,000 and above for a 3-year training. Anybody who is smart can, in 3 years' time, you will be a pro. If you are determined, like, not these youngsters, like, if you are really serious that you really want to come and learn what I'm doing and be doing exactly what I'm doing, you know, if you are determined, like I'm busy throughout the year, so, like, I take from, it depends who the person is, like, the minimum, from 600,000 and above.
Okay.
For a full complete training, though, I'm taking you for a period of when you will graduate. Yeah, I'm not using the system here that because most of the the workshops say they do, but those monthly payment, like, man, I'll go me directly for, I will train you to the completion for you to gain the whole knowledge, and this is how much it will cost you,
Okay. So you need, but how about educational qualification?
Yeah, of course you need to. I cannot train anybody who does not know how to read and write. That is the only qualification I need. If you can read and write, it's perfect. Because to really do well in this industry, and especially in this my domain, you need to be able to read and write very well. Read and write English and understand very well. That is the only qualification I would say you need. Yeah, read and write very well. With that, you are good to go. Because you can be able that with the technical blueprints. I can teach you that. You will know that there are many things. Like I said, since my training consists of 90% practical, so you need really to be there. But there are terms, there are technical terms that you really need to go through. There are texts that you need to pass through, which of course, if you cannot read and write very well, there are, most of these. Most of my research, I get them in PDF form, and I pass them to my students through PDF format. So if you cannot read and understand, before I even give you the test, the practical test, the theoretical part usually pass, but it's not the most like technical field, technical work, technical is something that is completely different from the way. Like I have students from technical school who come do stage in my place, and most of them when they come, they really don't want to go back to school. I'm like, no, you don't do that. You see, because they only have one time in practicals in school, and even when they do, you barely exercise your knowledge or what you are studying in the paper to do. So they tell me that whatever they are studying in the paper is completely different from what. But I encourage any person, if you really want to get the training, learn how to read and write. To me, that is basic education. Know that, and then from there now you can dive into whatever you want to be. It will help you now to, when you can really read and write very well, you really understand anything you're being taught. Like most of my students now, every student, they use Android because they already know. When I leave from here, I will program them. We have all my students will have a WhatsApp group. Once you're in the workshop, I tell parents, you can come. You must bring a child. They must have an Android. They must. An Android is a must.
Okay, an Android is a must.
Yes.
Now, when these cars or bikes that you are fixing have problems, are you called upon, or any mechanic anywhere can work on them?
Of course, anybody can work on it because I'm using the same engines. Like these are the only problems that you can face in a car, in a bike, in a tricycle, in the things I built. The only problem you will face in it is the problem you will face in any other one you buy from any other place. Electrical problems, like if you got up in the evening and your bulb is not shining, it's probably dead and you just need to change it. Any workshop, any mechanic, any mechanical place of your choice, they will change your bulb, they will do that and that. If you are having a problem with your engine to change oil, changing an oil is not a problem, but it's a regular maintenance something, so you do it in any garage. I work around the nation, or a client from Yaoundé will not call me to come and change the minor things like that. A client from Kumbakumbu, Bamenda, in Northwest, in Gaoundé, they will not call me. You can only call me for a major problem, and a major problem is like what? A major problem that falls under guarantee. Because you cannot go and run after 5 years and then go and have an accident and stumble in the hill and then you call me that, hey, Eriko, this is if you are calling me for a different contract, you really want me to come and partner bid like to do something here, we can do that. But everything I build, because I'm not building the engines like I said, so the same engines that I'm using are the same engines people are using in their cars and in their bikes. So if you have any technical fault, any technician, any electrician anywhere can rectify that, can solve that. So you buy any project from me, you are good to go. You don't need. You can only call me if you need any assistant, technical assistant, anything that I can give to you verbally.
Okay, Eriko, have you been contacted by any technical school or a polytechnic, or do you receive some students to do internship from some of these schools with you? Yes,
University of Bamenda. Bamili. I have students who will be coming this season. Last year I had some who came for internship, and the University of St. Louis University, the proprietor called me last a couple of months back, and we discussed like they're really seeing how we can work, and they send some of their students to come for internship. Now, of course, I'm open to that, and I've been doing that already. So far, and then there are secondary technical schools that individuals, they bring their students for me to like, but they did with the knowledge of the school though, you know, they say, I've been doing that.
Okay. And so you're working with schools.
I'm working with schools.
Are you also, because you're waiting for partnership? Yeah. But there's some guys who are into this in Cameroon that you are also meeting with them to discussing how collaboratively you guys can work.
So far,
for anybody, it's just operating, because it looks like there's one guy in Bafoussam with us who has done something. One guy in Yaoundé. Are you guys discussing?
I know the guy in Bafoussam. I know the guy in Bafoussam who is a camion mechanic. What's his name again? I know a guy in Bafoussam, and then I equally, yeah. But we just discuss technically, like technicians. We share idea, like you pull out a project like this one, I pull out. You receive calls from them, like, congratulate, hey bro, we see what you're doing. See, we're living in different regions, and then this is, they come already. I already know that. Oh, Eric, if I have a contract to deliver 50 cars, I know professionals that I can bring in, people who are good in welding. Like, what I need is, because we are working in my plan. I'm the mastermind of everything, so I will bring, if you're a professional welder, I will bring you on a contract. Bro, I'm going to pay you for this length of time, and this is what we are going to work on. I know that I'm paying somebody who is good at what I'm doing. You know, there are good welders there who weld when you show them to do this and that, but the truth is that what I'm doing is completely something that is new. Mr. Leo, that yes, anywhere that I have the guys that I'm training, I have guys that I had trained before I started doing automobile, that are already doing well, running their own workshops. So even when I take them for a contract, of course they are good, but they still have to, like, I need to give them a blueprint. This is what we'll be working on. This is what we'll be going. This is, you know, I still work a lot at this level. I still work a lot because I really need to have people who understand the game very well, who understand everything that I'm doing, that will be doing that same thing. So for the moment, if I have a contract, I will bring in welders. Just like a couple of years ago, I had some contract to build in some movable houses. You know, I build just movable houses, right? Iron houses that you can detach, you can transfer from one place to another. You know, I had a contract. I went and built it in Yaoundé, thanks to Mr. Roland from Mondam. That's the person who contacted me that, and he called him my very first customer of a chopper that I built for him. So much respect for him and a great supporter. He gave me one contract that I went and built some container houses in Yaoundé, and that was not something that I and my team could do it. So I had to call some of my ex-graduates for a contract. They come and we do it, and we share our money, and we go our separate ways. So if I have a contract today, if I have an opportunity to have 20, 50 cars to build, 100, 1,000, let them bring it. I need it. You know, I have many people. We have welders. We have thousands of welders. Only in Bunaberi enough we have welders, and we still need them because we are the one to build this nation. You know, we are not enough. Even if Cameroon is having 1,000 welders, they are not enough. We need like 10,000 because everything, construction, development revolves around us. You don't build a house without us. You don't do anything without us. Not only in automobile that I'm diving into right now, but as in the whole, as in whole. You know, so it's a big team. But like I said, this is something that I would say that I'm one of the first person, like, to really bring it out to limelight for other welders to really see that, okay, we can really do this for a business. You know, if Eric can do it, we can do it. And I encourage them. I tell them that, look, bro, we can do this. You can do it. I've done it. You can do it. And so there are many who really still want to come with me. Professional welders, though, who are good, but they know, okay, let me go to, and that is smart. Let me go to somebody who have done it. Because the truth is that anybody who is a welder, there is one guy, that guy that you showed in the very first video that you showed on that car that I said like that. That guy is from Nigeria. That guy has been into welding for like 5 years. Denko is the guy from Nigeria for like 5 years. But the moment he saw me, he saw me through you, my media prime. So you are a blessing to my industry, sir. So the guy saw me and he told his brother, like, hey, a welder like this, like that's somebody who have been into welding for 5 years. And then he looked at me and he said that this is a different welding from what I know. I still need to study this. And he came, they paid me $500,000 to train him. He's very serious. He really wants to be doing the things I'm doing. And I believe in 2-3 years time from now, that guy will be amazing. You know, That is somebody who has been a professional welder. Like any other work, I just asked him to do it. He's doing it because he knew that already. But now his focus is to learn bikes and cars. That's a different thing. You do because you can join iron and weld. You cannot just dive into automobile and be doing that. You know, I still need to drill you on it. Okay. I myself that I've been doing it for the past years, for almost for more than half a decade. I'm still on serious studies. Automobile is not something that you can say that I've learned the formula of this chair and I will just be making all this chair and this table. You know, different cars are coming the cars we are building now in 10, 20 years time will not be the same thing that we're building, just like in every other thing we have been doing. We improvise, you know, we grew, so you just have to go with the trend, whatever is making sense in that era, you focus on that and study that. So that is the difference. So many can do it, but they don't have the determination, they don't have the love, they don't have the passion. It takes passion, it takes love, it takes patience and determination to be doing this.
Where did you start with the construction? With the bikes and then the cars, the tricycles?
Way back in Kumbu, that's where I built my very first bike. Well, this is it. I had a Chinese bike though. I started by transforming it. But then again I said, now I really want to do something that I make it myself, that nobody will sit and say that you transform this. So this is something I can choose. I can form irons like that and build mine. I did my very first one and I did the second one, and then what is it? You know, it's like your fears, you overcome your fears, you know, and everything now. Like a bike now to me is ABC, a tricycle to me now is ABC, a car to me now is ABC, anything now. So, but that's 2014, 15, 16, you know, it's a long time. And even with that, even with the previous experience, I am still studying, like I'm improvising. If you look at my very first bike that I built and you look at the recent bikes that I built, you will see the differences. Now, I renovated my car back in the days, like a total transformation. Like,
which car is that?
I think I gave you the image long ago. It was a KE30, but you look at it, you see a Rolls Royce.
Okay, the Rolls Royce. I remember.
Like that.
Yes. It was I don't know. There is a car that Ella. If you have it, let us. You said you said it.
I doubt if you have it on this data.
Okay.
No, but just check. I think it's in there more.
Yes. So that was the first car you did for yourself.
But I did not build that. I took a KE30 and they say the word pimped my ride. There is a called renovation. There is like a total transformation of it, like the face of it now, to make it instead of to a luxury car, kind of a car. You know a Rolls Royce, of course. So that is a car that is not common. It's not here. So like you know, I drilled that, and then okay, I can do that. So, and I was doing that because it was mine. I equally transformed another Starlet into a luxury car. So you know, and right now I'm like, let me not just be doing that. Build it from scrap. It's the same thing. And some of these cars that we are using here as cars that have been outdated out there, they have used so many years. That's why they bring them, and they bring them for us to reinforce them, because the zinc, the metals are rusting and stuff like that. So, but you cannot compare a car that is coming from Europe that has been in use for past 20 years with something that somebody is building now with raw iron. You know. Okay,
that's a car.
That's a car, and that was still, the construction was still going on. You know. If you look at the face, that image is not really that clear. If you look at the face of that car and then the back, the tail, those are completely two different things. That's a car you've never seen. You have not seen it yet. The front of this one was like the one of a Mustang. It's a Mustang, GTR Mustang. But the other one, you might have that image too. If you have that one, you probably have the other one. The other one is a complete Rolls Royce. That one I'm standing on top of it. You know. But presently now, I can just build any car from scrap. I don't have to start drilling any other car. Like the one that we are talking about is a proof. The previous one are the proof. So, you know, it takes you like that. It's like when a child is trying to creep, right?
What we just saw there. When did you do it?
2015, 2014, 2015.
Okay. Which one is that?
That is it. That is still it.
Yeah. Okay. The same car. You was where? In
Kumbu. That's Kumbu. That's my former shop in Kumbu. It's my hometown.
Okay. So that was.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the car now?
Oof.
It's bad.
No, bad. Can be bad now. It's bad that I've tuned it. So
okay.
Yes.
Where is it?
See, the truth is that at the level that I am right now, I don't want to use anything constructed by a different company. You understand the point? Yeah. But there are people now who are like, oh, Erico, I will bring my own car and you will transform it. You're good and fine. I will do it with your own. But I really want to be building my own cars like I built the recent one from scrap with my own name, with my own logo, my own everything like that. Every other people my guys that I follow overside, there are people who their work is just to transform cars. They don't even build like I received a call from one the other day. Say, bro, just yesterday you were anticipating. Now you are building. Do you know you're doing what we are not even doing? Because people go bring a car and then we rebrand it, you know. But you are building from scrap. I say yes, we can do it. Why not? So. They are doing. You see, the thing about all the fabricators is that you do what the customers. You're working based on the customers' demand.
Okay, let me take some of the messages. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm enjoying the program. Thank God for my media prime. Nikki is writing from Kribi. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm Chimanda from Douala. I am from Douala. I am enjoying your program. Mr. Eric is doing a great job. Keep it up. Good evening, Mr. Liu. It's Ngwasawa from Yaoundé. This young Cameroonian needs to be assisted by the government. What he is doing is wonderful. Can I have his number? Good evening, sir. That is very great. We encourage this talented son of the soil. May God lead him through. We wish him more success. Please, for his contact. Mama Klo is writing from Amanda. Mr. Liu, we are very happy for this program. Me and my boy watching live from Yaoundé, Silly, Mr. Berinui. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Can he tell us more about the consumption of his products? Franklin is writing from Limbe. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I like the program. I'm following from Gwen. Please, I want to ask what are some of the challenges you are facing now? I'm called Kawep Raul. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Thanks for bringing great minds like Mr. Eric on your platform. Please ask him if he is the one who was making an helicopter in Kumbu. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm called Philemon from Bamenda. I'm a student doing motor mechanics. I want to ask if I can come meet Mr. Eric for holiday training. I'm sure I've sent you his number. Wingo, congratulations. The talent you have needs to be empowered by the state for 2035 to be a reality. We need your number. Christopher is writing from Ndop. Please, I wish to know the mark of his vehicles. I'm Modest Ambi, writing from Douala Bilonge. Good evening, sir. I'm Ebwambi Modesta Mbindum from Douala. I wish to say big congratulations to our brother. We pray that may it help reduce the rate of unemployment in Cameroon. And this one says, good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm Gilbert from Yaoundé. I think his session with you should be repeated several times on my media prime to show many Cameroonians what we have. And he should be smart in the way he exposes himself, and the way he trains others. We can destroy, who can destroy his future goals. Wicked people are many around. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm Wingo, and Mr. Wingo. I'm so happy seeing Made in Cameroon. Mr. Wingo is really a genius. Please, I have this worry to ask him. Can he prioritize in farming engines, given it's what our people lacks the most? More grace to his wisdom. Namaboki watching from Gaundere. Good evening, Mr. Leo and Mr. Wingo. Good evening. I'm in Bambui. May God give him long life. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm Berinui from Gaundere. So first, we love what we are seeing. Okay. I'm inspired by your resilience and determination. Keep up the great work, and remember that there is better days ahead. Okay. Farm machines, you produce that?
Yeah, tractors, we build that. So I have some pipeline that will be coming up pretty soon. We'll be talking about that pretty soon. You'll be seeing some tractors that are working for some farmers now.
The tractors?
Like just mobile tractors that just something like not those big ones though, but I can produce a bigger one. But I'm talking about, I produce what the customer demands. So I'm talking about what is already on the pipeline that I'll be doing, just a farming tractor that can till the ground, and it makes it easy for them to farm. So I produce all that. Like when I said I build literally everything, that means even what I've not built, anybody should ask me, I will build it,
Okay.
Yes.
So many persons are also wanting to ask you about the challenges you're facing.
Well, the challenges will always be there. We are in an economy that one cannot say they are not facing challenges. We face challenges. We have so many challenges. So, but the truth of the matter is that when you are determination, when you are zeal, when you have where you are going, like you don't allow anything in your. I don't know anything called obstacles. I don't, but they are there. They are there, but I just make sure that I turn them into friends. Every obstacle, there are challenges that I could have quit long ago. That I could have just quit long ago, but no, there is no quitting with me. There is now. This is God doing now, Mr. Lord. This is something that sometimes I myself, there are things I still do. Like I really work consistently, non-stop for 1 week, and then I sit back. I say, nah, Eric, are you not sure that God is sending some angels and they're coming and working with you? Like I'm talking about something that I'm doing myself. Because these ideas, they come, Mr. Leo. They come. That's why I always say I cannot take credit for anything. Invention is something that God has to be talking to you. God, there is something that you must be communicating with you. Like, yeah, the love is there, the zeal is there, the knowledge is there. You're combining with what others have been doing, and then you're improvising, you're studying, you're agreeing. But then again, there are things that are in, like, all these things, people are already amazed, and trust me, what I have in my head, I've not even delivered 1% to the world. Trust me. Trust me, with all those different prototypes that I've built, from bikes, tricycles to cars, I have not done 1% of what is in my brain. What is in my hard drive in my head that I'm still yet to unleash. I've not done that. So you keep praying for me. Like I really need long life and good health, because it's a long ride, and I really, my prayer is that I should train as many Cameroonians as possible, so that we should. To me, it's about us. It's not about me. It's about us. You know. So let people come. I'm surprised that, you know, let me give you a very short story. There is somebody.
There we have tricycles. Can we just be going through? You'll be talking from the studio here.
Yes.
Eli. Is that a tricycle? Yes,
No,
these are tricycles.
The previous one you showed is a mobile restaurant. So that's where we were testing a car detached. That when you were standing, you open the windows. There is a gas kitchen inside. There is a fridge, a refrigerator. That is a complete gas kitchen, just like a gas kitchen. It's like a gas kitchen. You have gas kitchen at home that you brought it on the street. Like everything you have in your kitchen is there.
You cook and serve people.
You cook and serve people for fast food now. Like we stood there that very day, and then those my guys, they fried eggs and bread and stuff like that, and shared to the people around for our own harvest. And
okay, just be going, Eli, and he is going to be explaining. Yeah.
This is the mobile ambulance. I think this is the one I built for Kumba. Yes, this is the one I built for Kumba. The mobile ambulance, yeah, for a patient. Yes, I built that for Kumba.
Which, for a clinic there?
For a clinic, yeah, for St. Martin's clinic, hospital, health center.
Okay.
They have equally, you know, they say happy customers always come. I've built the second one for them.
Okay.
That one was the first one. I've built one for one of their branch in Bingo in Ginicom. In Ginicom, yes. I built one for Ginicom.
Okay.
You know,
this is a tricycle?
This is a tricycle I built for one company in Buya. They are delivering sweet drinks. Yeah, discount drinks. This one was for a client, an amazing client wanted to be using this in Douala, but presently this one is in Yaoundé. They had to send it to Yaoundé. This man was one of an amazing customer that I had. He said his purpose was that he wanted to patronize me. He was happy for what I was doing, and then he wanted to empower the youth in Cameroon. This is somebody that's out. He wanted to. He was ready to be for me to be producing every month, and he'll be giving to guys, not really for them to be working for them. His plan was that to see their loyalty. We don't have loyal people around here, Mr. Leo. Like they'll be working. Maybe once you balance it, you own it. Instead of, there are people who have money, Mr. Leo. They don't want to just take their money, go keep in bank. Good people. They want to help the society, but the society is not ready to help themselves. They want to help the youth. Then they give a tricycle to that guy. He ran the first month, brought the salary, the balance. The second week, he was nowhere to be found.
They ran.
He changed from Bunabedi, was running out in town. They had to come and track him and get him from town before they could collect it. So it is now in Yaoundé, working in Yaoundé. So those are the challenges that you have. Like there are really people that's the home. Those houses are iron containers.
Okay, this one.
Yes, it has 8 bedrooms. 8 bedrooms. I did that work in Yaoundé, and then I brought it to Bangwa. in Bangwa village in the West region.
Okay. And now, if
this is a palm oil pressing machine, a 2-in-1 using electricity and diesel for people who are processing red oil.
Okay, they use this
diesel engine, like when there's no electricity, they use diesel engine. Then when there's electricity, they're using electricity.
Okay, and it's already been tested.
Yeah, it's tested and working. I received a call from the guy. It's from that my client who owns the car. I received a call from him down your office. And I just dropped from my bike. He called me to say, hey, that machine is amazing. We are enjoying it. We work with it. So, like every machine that I produce, I always test in my workshop. And first of all, it's not the first one. So I've been doing them a very long time ago. So, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Eric, if somebody were to say, okay, how can I help you? Where in which domain or area would you really need help? Many persons are watching, though they're asking for your number. Say, I'm sure you will not sleep tonight. So many persons have taken your number.
Yes.
But you are into this, and somebody may be asking, but how can I help this young guy?
Mr. Leo, honestly, at this stage, I don't have a comfortable place that I'm working in.
Okay.
That is the only thing that disturbs my mind. I really need a clean environment, a vast environment that I can. So I'm pulling like 5 different projects at my workshop presently right now. I'm doing some garlic processing plants for some small company in Betua. You know, a garlic processing plant. When they bring cassava from the farm, the washing machine, the grater, the compressor, the fryer, the sifter, the separating, they will be shipping out. So, and that is not the only one. With other projects that are still going on, you know, the space, I don't have the space. But the truth of the matter is that the finance and my financial status right now cannot permit me to have a bigger place that I need. So that is a challenge. I need a bigger place. I need a bigger place really for the workshop, you know.
That's all you need?
Well, for the moment, that is all I need. But I need many things. We still have tools that we need. But if I'm able to do others with the tools that I have, that I've been blessed to have, that I'm still struggling to have, like, but I still need help. Like, right now, if I were to say somebody like, I need a bigger place that is secure, though. A bigger place that is secure, that I can really work with enough space, you know. And most of my guys are staying with me. Like Douala, there are challenges, you know. So we see facing challenges, but we're trying to maneuver through the challenges that go. Right now, I have people living under me, 10. I have a number of 10 people living under me right now, with 3 apprentices among them. So before back in the days when I was training in Kumbu, those orphans, I used to like bring them where I have my home. But here, man, it's a struggle. I'm in survival mode. We're renting, and some are sleeping on the floor like that. Those are the challenges we face, but we're just struggling through that. So if I say I don't need help, then I'm proud for nothing. I need help, you know. We need help, you know. But until then, we'll keep working. Any opportunity, anybody that wish to help me or help the society, you know, because I still receive calls from people who are like, we really, really want to come and learn this work, but accommodation. Right now, I'm ready to train many for free, but they don't even have where to stay, you know. So imagine children from Kumbu, Baminda, or from remote areas, or some villages that don't have anybody in Douala, they don't have where to come and stay. Had it been I had a place like I had in Kumbu, they would usually come and stay with me. But right now, I'm equally trying to survive with my own family and the little other people that are beside me. So I cannot really, at my capacity, if wishes could be like this, I'll build a big city and have like you know, train just as much as possible. But it's a matter of time. They are not with you forever. 1, 2, 3 years, they are graduated.
Have you taken it to some offices? Somebody is saying that you should introduce yourself to, I'm sure, the city mayor of Bamenda. Have you taken the project to some persons, to some offices so far?
No.
You're just working?
Yeah, I'm just working. I've not taken it. Maybe that is an idea that has given me. Most of these things, you just need to be educated about it, or for somebody to give an opinion like that, for an idea like that, before you can really see that you could do that. But it has not come to my mind like that, to think like that, but I've not done it before. But if anybody can do it, or have a way that they can guide me to do it, I could do it. Because really, I believe that there are people in this country that can help us. And the problem, I wouldn't say they don't know about me, because they do. You alone have exposed me enough. CRTV they have my data. Equinox, all our channels, they have my data. They have exposed me enough. They know that there is a Cameroonian who is doing what I'm doing since 2019. Let me just talk about when I came to Douala and started doing this. They already know. So, but And me as an individual, where would I even start from going? Like, you were a good person who spotted me and say, okay, let me expose this guy, and then you get to me, you see. So that is how I get my helps to people who find me. As an individual, you don't just walk up and go to one office and like go see somebody and start. But I don't know how those things work, but I wish I could do, because not only for myself, but for those who are looking up to me, because there are a lot of people who are looking up to me, you know. All these youth, I really want to train them. They are interested. They want to learn the work, but I don't have where to keep them, you know. So.
Okay, I'll take some messages and then we continue with the program. So many persons are writing, especially requesting your number.
Yeah,
I hope they get to you.
See, I really
good.
See they are writing. We can tell them that I will respond after the program.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. May God bless your hands work. I am Ibrahim from Yoko. This one says, good evening, Mr. Liu. You got a juicy program. I'm Felix from Dubai. I would like to partner with Eric. Made in Cameroon is the best. I love his art. Can he work with another professional nurse to care for all the injuries on site? Okay, that's a professional nurse to take care of the injuries. Okay, but I've sent you a number. I'm sure it's going to get to you. This one says, don't worry, I'll call you tomorrow. Okay, a place will not be a problem. Okay, I'll partner with you. Thank God, I hope something works out that way. Good evening to all those who are listening to my media prime. I'm Zong Kingsley Chair from Cook Village, Menchum Division, Bamenda. I just want to say congratulations to my brother, and I pray God keep giving him that lexicogation strength and become an anthropologist in Cameroon. Okay, congratulations to Mr. Eric. This is great. It is people like you we love in land. From Alaji Bala, writing from Bafusam. Stop calling, just send a message. I'll read it out. Or Mr. Kingsley from Bamenda. I love your work, Mr. Wingo, and can you introduce yourself to the city council? Okay, Mr. Liu, this is Eric of a guy got some hidden skills in him. We need his types to emerge. Roland G is writing from Makepe. Good evening, Mr. Liu and the fabricator Wingo. Mr. Liu, a very special thank you for showcasing this great mind. Cameroonian Africans pride to the world. My joy is overwhelming, first for the Almighty God who answers prayers, and for fabricator Wingo Eric JAIDZEKA for these fabrications. May the Lord God Almighty preserve, favor you with God, with good health, with good-hearted partners, supporters, increase your inspirational wisdom and skills for our dearest continent, Africa, and the world at large, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Reverend Caleb Akbar, writing from Limbe, please forward his contact to me. I'm sure I've done that. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Joteka Serge from Kumbu. Greetings to my brother in the studio, wishing him the best. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Edwin from Douala. I wish to have his number to discuss partnership to build his brand, a brand that can sell. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm blessed talking from Bafusam. I'm really enjoying the program. Let the government do something to improve his skills and that of his team. Courage, Mr. Wingo. Now, those are the bike. How do they call that one?
Those are choppers. This chopper was this one with the black, purchased by Greenhouse, the CEO of Greenhouse Ventures, Mr. Roland Fomonda. Has been an amazing supporter for me, like promoter as well. He built that. He have given me contracts. I've built his greenhouses. Like, he's a great guy. This particular bike, I have the prototype. Like, when I will go into full production, this model will really be something that I will produce thousands of it. That's my prayer. This is the best, one of the best chopper, comfortable chopper. You know that my own is too big. Not everybody likes that big one, but this particular one is amazing. Like, you know, that was my very first one.
Okay, it was done here in Douala or in Kumbu?
That one was done in Kumbu.
Okay.
Yes.
How about this?
No, that was it. Was when I renovated and changed it to black. Is that very one? Is the very one? Yes.
Okay.
There are some ones that they passed before you were CBC. They like our application.
Can we come back to the previous bikes, Eli? Now, by this chopper, how long does it take to produce one?
Every chopper, every bike, every single motorcycle, it takes me 30 days. It takes me 30 days.
And when you do it, you sell it for how much?
Well, I sold this one for 650,000 to Mr. Roland. You know, these choppers bike, they really come with some uniqueness. They should really be more expensive than the normal commercial bikes, because choppers bikes are very expensive. But for the moment, I'm really like trying to let my people have it, because the moment they will enjoy it. The truth is that these prices I'm giving now, those prices will not be in the nearest future. But I'm just like, let me not say something that will be above you. Like, you can really achieve this. Most of this, I don't really do that I should make money. Trust me. I just let me prove a point. Like for this car, I would not tell you that I make this car to make a profit of it. Like I really, but I know that I'm going to the other ones that are coming. I'll really make something out of it. But I was really like, let me just prove a point. Like, and I'm happy that like my people have started believing in me, because it takes every inventor, every fabricator, every unique believers. Without believers, forget it. You are nothing. Nobody. You will die with all those knowledge in your head, because I don't even have the finances to bring out everything that I have on my head, you know. But it takes now individuals who comes to you, placing their order for you now to bring out what you have, you know. So we are really nothing without them. I really appreciate everybody who have ever purchased from me, who still wish to purchase, and who want to command, like anything, like bring it to me, any command. Even if the white tell you they cannot do it, I will do it.
Now, you say this one was given out for 600,000. How about the other?
650,000.
Yeah. How about the other one? What you did last year?
This
one.
This
yes.
particular one, the same price, 650,000. And actually, I still did it, but I wouldn't say that I didn't make a profit of it. Even at the end of the day, even if it was 50, 60, 70,000, I did make out of it. But normally you shouldn't work for 30 days and make only 70,000, because you know. But well, I'm giving that 30 days. Understand with me that I'm not just working on that bike for the whole bike for 30 days. No, no. My capacity is above that. I'm doing with other works. No, you cannot at the level that I am take 30 days to work a bike for 650,000 and make a revenue of 70,000. You will not even pay your monthly rent. Not to talk of feeding the apprentice, or not to talk of paying the light bill. You see now, but it's a combination of other things. If it is a contract that I will need to suspend any other project, I can tell you that I can deliver you that bike if I'm working on it. Like I start from morning to evening on a bike. Now in 2 weeks time, you are having your bike ready.
Okay.
Yeah. But I usually give you 1 month, because I'm not working only on your project. I'm working with other ones, like, you know. Even when it is still, even if it is the only one project, I will still give you time, because we work comes with us every day. Just a call is already work. Just a call, just already work. It's not program. Okay. You
know. Can we have this flyer on the launching of a book that Mrs. Asanji is going to be having tomorrow in Bomenda? Can we have it? Yes. So we are inviting everybody to be part of the launch of this book, especially for couples. It's for everybody. You are either everybody, even if you are not married, you are planning to get married. So it is imperative that as someone who would want to succeed in marriage, you should be part of this great launch that is going to be taking place out there in Bomenda. By Mrs. Asanji Yvette, those are the books. They are already available in Bomenda. Those of you who have been watching My Media Prime TV, surely follow her on Tuesday's editions of Prime R. So she has a wonderful book that is going to help you settle your marital issues. So for those of you who have her number, just get to her and find out how you will need to get a copy of that book, or you can get to me and I'll tell you how to get copies of the book. Okay, we come back with you, Mr. So after production of that truck, which new project are you working on?
Some projects are on the pipeline that I'm still working on. On the pipeline, we're still working. We have not come to the conclusion, but presently I'm doing some cassava processing plant. I'm building a cassava processing plant for some clients in Betua. So that's the present project that I'm working on. But I have some automobiles probably that we are still on the pipeline talking on it. Yeah. So I hope everything turns out fine, and then we embark on. We're always busy. We like to be busy. Somebody really said something that asked a question that I really want to respond to.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, they asked about she mentioned the space issue and what the government has done about it, and it is something reminds me of, Innovational Stars 2020. I came the first.
Okay.
In Cameroon, the whole nation. I came the first, and normally when you pass it, there is what the government does for you, like being the first. When they ask me what should they really do for me, and I said this is the only challenge that I'm facing. By that time, the first workshop that I was, the tax was really like, they were like, you are already into bikes, you are no longer a normal wedding, you are semi-industrial, you should be now in this. So I told them that's the challenge I'm facing. You people should really see how you can rectify my own tax. Okay, secondly, I need a space. I'm doing something for my nation, though I'm doing for myself, but I'm doing something for my nation, and I love my country, and I'm trying to see that every other youth can follow my lead, and we're doing this, and I'm having challenges because I really need to train so many, and they don't have access. And I'm in Douala, and we are having so many uncompleted, so many abandoned companies, let me put it that way. There are so many abandoned companies in Douala that are standing and rotting and wasting there, and that is what we need. And I told them that you are my government. You can just look one of them and say, hey, Eddie, go and occupy that and be doing what you are doing there. You will go a long way, because everything at the end of the day, if I tell you my bills a month, like rent, workshop, and every other thing, you will pity me, for what we are doing. So sometimes you charging people, they be like, you are expensive. Like, do you really know I'm renting this place, and if it's costing an hour, there is a cost an hour, not to talk of a day, not to talk of a month. So this is something that we really need a help on that side, and but that was the government asking me what they can do for me, and I tell them what I need, and they promise, and the promise remains the promise that we all know. Okay,
the promise has remained the
but
promise.
I hope one day, it's still in their mind, because it's never too late. So they are aware, they know our challenges. So that is the biggest challenge that I'm facing, but I wouldn't let that will not stop me from doing what I'm doing. Even if I will go and be doing it in one bush somewhere, I will still be doing it, because I love this and I really want. Because of course I'm carrying the flag of the nation. Already people know worldwide that Cameroonians are doing this. Cameroon can do this. Cameroon can do this and that and that.
I hear you have a video of the interview of Mr. Sanji. Yvette, can we have that video play?
Pre- and post-marital agreements is a book that by the Holy Ghost I was inspired to bring up this book, because I realized that people get married without agreeing on how they should live. Now, the Bible says, can two work together unless they agree? Can two work together unless they agree? So two cannot work together unless they agree, which means that for us to live together, we must have necessary agreements that will be as a guide. How we should manage this, how we should manage that. These are all things that must be properly talked about. And as a counselor, I realized that that's where most divorce cases comes in. People get married, before 1 month, 2 months, they differ on everything, differ on when to start having kids, differ on how many kids to have, differ on the spacement of these kids. Mr. Leo, there is a lot. So when I saw this, and I realized that this is where the foundation of marriages are being laid, it gave me that, God gave me that inspiration to bring this book. And the purpose of this book, like I said, is to get couples intentional about what they want. For example, I always tell people that you cannot become faithful by chance. Like, if you choose that I don't want to cheat on my spouse, if you choose that I want to be faithful, it will not happen by chance. You have to make up your mind for it. You have to put strict rules that will guide you for you to stay faithful. You need to be conscious of every move, everything that you do. It is the same way with marriage. Marriage does not succeed by chance. It takes two intentional people to make marriages work. So this is what we want to see. We want to see people getting into marriage with the intentions to actually stay married. And if you have that as an intention to stay married, then how can you stay married forever? How will you stay married forever? What are the things that you're going to be doing? These are all what is engulfed in this book. I want to look at it like this book is a blessing. I mean, it's a blessing to humanity. Now, for those who have been afraid that maybe, hey, how will I know if I'm even compatible? How will I know if I'm compatible with someone before getting married? This book alone will guide you. How? Because it's more of a workbook. It's questions. How will this be managed? You and I getting together. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? We come to an agreement. We take down whatever we have agreed on. It is not like it is fixed and settled. It can be adjusted as time is going on. But at least there should be a basis where couples are taken off from. So if you can, we have more than 200 questions in that book, more than 200 things to talk on and agree on. And if you cannot agree with someone on at least 60-70% of the things in that book, don't proceed with the marriage. I mean, for those who are preparing to get married, if you cannot agree with them at least 60 to 70%, I don't want to talk about 50, because 50% means that the chances that you have 50% endurance and 50% happiness. But if you go to 60%, you realize that, okay, there is high possibility that can be happy in this marriage. There's no perfect marriage. That's why I'm not talking about 100%. And then, Mr. Leo, it will interest you to know that as that book will be released out, you'll be surprised what couple A will agree on. It's different from what couple B will agree on. It's different from what another couple will agree on. So it is not a book that is coming to tell you how to live. It's a book that is coming to help you decide how you want to live with your spouse. You have the yam and the knife to cut it the way you want it. And there are people that have been married, these agreements were never done. That's why it's called pre- and post-marital agreements, before and after saying I do. Which means that if you're already married and you've never had time to talk about certain things with your spouse, finances is always a problem. How do we manage finances? How do we communicate? If you've had these challenges, it's not even like you've had these challenges. It is a book for everybody. Married or no married, this book will it's going to recreate. I just want to look at it like it's kind of recreation, recycling. It's going to recycle marriages and recreate something new. And for those who are getting married, it is the best thing you can have. So we are doing this launching this Sunday, the 2nd of June 2024 at Central Hall, the same building with G4B Bakery, Commercial Avenue. We begin from 2:30 p.m. And it is I'm calling on the entire population of Bamenda. I'm calling on those who are watching me, those who believe in me. This is a book that you should have. And Mr. Lo, just to quickly add, even in the absence of premarital counseling, this book can cover you completely. So pastors can even use it for counseling, to counsel couples. Pastors can use it for counseling. Even couples that don't have access to counseling can have that book go through. It will still cover almost entirely everything we do in counseling. And imagine, just the price is just $2,500. It is a gift to humanity. So I want to believe that everybody should be there. Everybody should come and get a copy, come and launch the book in the grand style. Let us do it together, and then we give God the glory. Thank you so much, Mr. Leo, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Sanji Yvette. We definitely are going to be in Bamenda on Sunday to be part of the launch of your book. We hope that everybody comes to join us to launch this book and support what she has been doing for years now, especially in the domain of marriage counseling. We are going to be ending at this juncture. Rico, certainly you have some words for those who have been watching you.
Of course, I really want to thank you so much for sacrificing your time to come and watch us and listen us, and it's another way of promoting what we are doing, and we are here because you are there. And first of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity, for this knowledge that he has given me. And I really want to thank some individuals who identified me, like in the presence of Dr. w.e.j, who linked me with an amazing neighbor Paul is your right hand man, and it was thanks to neighbor Paul that I think we have a connection. And I equally thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Leonard, because with you I know I'm still going to meet so many thousands of people. Like I believe in social media. I believe in the media. Let me put it that way. And you are a pro in that domain, and you are doing just an amazing job. Like my work, 99% of my clients are through social media. So you don't know what you do when you bring us out in the world like this, because this is where I get my customers, through Facebook. I think I've given my Facebook link. Did you share it? They can even get me through my names. My names are on all my platforms. So, you know, that's where I get all my customers. That's how people get to know. Like, they come to you because they have seen what you are doing. Before somebody even contact me that, Eric, I want us to do it, they already know your capability. You know, so I will really employ people who are, whatever you are doing, if you can have a way to expose yourself, do it, because the world is now on the technology, on the phone, so everybody is on their phone, on their computer, the internet. Make sure you let the world know what you are doing in whatever platform you are. Don't use it to benefit you. Use it to promote your whatever they're doing. So
you may also be someone who has a wonderful talent and you want the world to discover you. My number is on the screen. Just get to me, and if it is interesting, worthy of showcasing to the world, I will not hesitate to get you on Prime to discuss this. Or you may be facing some terrible problems that you want the world to know. Please call me and I'll host you like I've just done with Eric, so that the world can discover what you're going through. Thank you, Eric, for coming, and thank you to Desmond and Eli for production, and to you, Tabby Brian, for supervision. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.